Alright, what's up everyone? James Wedmore here with Reality Mastermind, and we're here on the last day of Adam Urbanski's workshop, and I have with me one of my heroes, Bob the teacher, Jenkins. How are you, man?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me on your group.
Yeah. Well, I'm really excited. I just want to do this quick little video because I just grabbed Bob's teleseminar product, and I don't know what it is, but I'm really excited about just going through the whole thing, digesting it, and just implementing it into my business and start using teleseminars right away. So I told Bob yesterday, I'm going to be your biggest case study. I'm going to just have enormous success using teleseminars. So I guess I just wanted to kind of prep it real quick and just see first. I mean, I already asked you this, and you've answered it, and you've answered everyone who's asked. But why teleseminars? Why should we be using?
James, the biggest thing that I think most people have trouble with when it comes to building their business is speed. It's getting what they know, creating a product, and getting it out fast. And there's nothing that I've seen in the 3 years I've been doing business online that is faster than doing a teleseminar. Because you can pick up the phone, whether you have an audience or not, whether you have a guest or not, and you can talk for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, however long you wish, and record it. And that one little call, that one little bit of time that you spend, if properly planned for, can be turned into multiple products that can build your list, that can build your income, and that can get you known as the expert that you are in your industry. And, in your case, bartending as well as internet marketing and other areas. So whatever somebody has in their knowledge bank, they can get it out faster, and they can also test if people want it before they spend a long time trying to figure out if it will sell, which I think is also important, because I know a lot of people, I'm sure you know them as well, they spend 5, 6, 8 months even trying to create a product, not releasing it, waiting for it to come out, and then they find out maybe it won't sell, or maybe it will sell. But I want speed, I want things faster.
And that's what it really was for me, was because I'm just at this point all about taking that massive action, and the shortest distance from A to B is a straight line, and I think that teleseminar is that straight line. I mean, I know when we first started, we wanted to create all this content, we were just spending too much time, like want to do high quality video and all this stuff, but really people, they love the audio, right? Because they can listen to it in their car or in the background while they're working on something else. So what would you recommend as a great just advice for someone who's starting out on that first teleseminar, probably hesitant, probably scared like I am? I'll tell you right now, I'll be completely honest, I'm really nervous about doing it, but what advice would you give?
Well, I think I'd say two things. One, as far as being nervous, everybody's nervous the first few times, and even sometimes the 100th time. If I've promoted a call for 3 weeks and I know there's going to be 500 people on the call, I still get nervous, and I've done over 300 calls in the last couple of years. So one is to take the focus away from yourself and focus it more on your audience. What solutions do you have that they need so that if you don't deliver it, it will negatively impact their life? When you start looking at it that way, then you have a responsibility, almost an obligation, to just give them the information and not worry so much about being perfect. The second thing I would say is most people try to figure out a teleseminar that's beyond where they are now. You don't have to sound like you're a super guru. You don't have to sound like you know everything under the sun about your topic or some random topic just because you want to get a teleseminar done. I would suggest that you take the one thing that you want to be known for and that people already know maybe that that's an area of your specialty, and just answer questions. What are the top 4 or 5 questions that people have about what you do and how to get it done better? So that if there are people in your situation or who want to become better in your situation, then you can answer that. So we'll go back to the bartending example again. What are the top 5 questions you need to know in order to get hired as a wedding bartender? And you just talk for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and have somebody ask you questions, or you prepare the questions beforehand and say, I get questions all the time about what it takes to become a bartender, make great tips at a wedding, get booked every weekend, as many weekends as you want, so that you can take as much vacation time as you want. I'm going to spend the next 30 minutes sharing those answers so that you don't have to worry about being curious or being frustrated with bad answers.
And you would recommend someone interviewing?
I would. And they don't have to be professional. They just need to be able to hold a conversation. They need to be able to read your introduction if you want to write one. Although I like less scripted teleseminars personally. And then you tell them what questions to ask, and they maybe flavor it up a little bit just to make it more conversational, and then you're done. It's a fantastic way to go, and by the end of your call, you have the recording. And what I love about that model when you're doing it for the first time is there's maybe nobody even listening to that call, right? So you don't have any pressure. And you can do it again if you don't like it, or you can transcribe it, and maybe the content on audio didn't sound so great, but the transcripts with a little bit of editing turns into articles and blog posts and an ebook or a special report so fast. I mean, we're talking about a turnaround period of maybe 4 days if you get it transcribed from recording your call, send out the transcripts, get the transcripts back, make a couple tweaks in Microsoft Word or Open Office, and you're done.
I love that. I love that. And so what I want to do is go out and find a bunch of experts and interview them. My question right now is that going to be hard to, find some highly desirable, industry expert that charges a lot for coaching? If I want to just contact them through Twitter or, the internet somehow and go, hey, do you mind doing this call for me? I mean, is that something I'm going to have a problem with? Or?
Look, James, we were just talking at lunch about you being a seminar junkie, right? Mm-hmm. Going to events. And if you have an expert that you've met at a live event, it is so easy to just simply ask them, can I interview you? I mean, anybody who is a real professional marketer wants more exposure. And whether you're pretty new or you're in that intermediate range, even if you're intimidated to ask that person, go ahead and ask them. The worst they'll say is no. So since you've been to so many live events, you can ask them, and they know who you are. They know that you're serious about what you're doing, and they're going to want that extra exposure. Now, they might tell you no initially, and the reason may not be because they don't want to work with you. It may simply be they're going to go through the next 2 weeks at events. They have the next 2 months booked up. So you might just want to ask, when you ask them, say, I'd love to introduce you to my growing audience. I know that you're probably pretty busy, so is there someone in your office I should contact to schedule a time for us to get on the call for 30 minutes or an hour? And also, what can I promote to my audience of yours that you were trying to get more exposure to? One of the other things is if somebody kind of resists and they say, well, how big is your list? Or how many products do you have? Or whatever, you can say, well, look, the way I'm designing my product is I'm going to be putting these calls in order in an autoresponder series. And you're going to be number 3 in my autoresponder forever. So yes, I'm pretty new, but I've got 6 other people lined up, and there's going to be another 6 after that, and all of them have lists above 10,000 people. And at some point, I'm hoping that they will promote to this product, and you'll always be number 3. Nobody who's really worth marketing with as a partner is going to turn you down for that.
Okay. And so that's definitely why I want to just dive into your product, because when I approach these experts, I'm, like I said, nervous about it. I want to make sure I know what I'm doing.
Right.
And I really believe that's what's going to happen. So thank you. You're getting me more and more excited to do this, and we're going to do a follow-up after this and show you some of my results. And I'm really excited. So Bob, hey, thank you so much for taking the time to do this.
No problem. I'm looking forward to hearing you on the call.
Absolutely.
And asking questions and being active in the membership community we have and hearing that result.
Good deal. Thanks, guys.